Well, good morning, good morning, good morning. This is Dr. Herbert Harris, and I want to welcome you to Success Mentorship class. Let me, there we go. Yes, thank you so much, Doc. Nothing like a reverberating Doc. It happens. But I want to welcome everybody to our Success Mentorship class number 415. And on this day, as we get further into the year, this day is an important one because it's a day for you to make an incredible decision as to whether you will be disciplined or whether you will continue doing whatever you have been doing. Our topic for today is discipline without drama. And that's a powerful topic because if you're not disciplined, trust me, you will have drama in your life. For those on Instagram, for those on YouTube, thank you for joining us. Those on our mastermind group, we're looking forward to a great discussion afterwards. First, I want to give thanks. A lot of you have, this has been my birthday month. This is my 82nd trip around the sun. And we've had a nice legacy project going. And I just wanted to acknowledge some of those who supported our legacy project in the last few days. And I've got Ray Merritt and Yvonne Jackson and John Otis, Elthie Ozaka, Catherine Augustine, Salme Ferris, and Herman Taylor. So I want to thank all of you for being a part of our legacy project. And if you want more information, go to herbertharris.info, www.herbertharris.info. Folks, this idea of discipline without limits is a powerful one because discipline is that one characteristic, that one skill that you can develop that can transform your life from whatever it is to exactly what you want it to be. So let us do our meditation. Let us sit right up in our seats. Let's close our outer eyes, open our inner eyes. Take a deep breath. Hold it. Let it out slowly. Take a deep breath. Hold it. Let it out slowly. And then this state of peace and relaxation, let us affirm, I am at peace with myself. Let us affirm that together. I am at peace with myself. And as that peace sinks in, take a deep breath and hold it. Let it out slowly. And in this state of peace and calm and relaxation, my mind is open, receptive, and ready to learn. Let us affirm that together. My mind is open, receptive, and ready to learn. Let it sink in. Take a deep breath. Let it out slowly. And so it is. All right. This morning, this topic, I love to open with a quote and a number of quotes. Discipline, if there's one skill, one characteristic, if you say, Doc, what's one skill, one characteristic that will make all the difference in your success journey? I have to say right up there at the top is discipline. And this has really been most of your top success trainers, performance people, people who say, I want to help you do, be, and have all that you desire. I want to help you be better than you've ever been. Those people will always tell you that discipline is the key to success. Brian Tracy said, discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. I'll say that again. Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. Abraham Lincoln is powerful, man. Let me tell you, talk about personal development. Abraham Lincoln said, discipline is choosing between what you want now and what you want most. I want to let that sink in a little bit. Discipline is choosing between what you want now and what you want most. That's a powerful one. Jim Rohn says this: success is nothing more than a few simple disciplines practiced over and over. And the great philosopher Aristotle took it even further. He said, without discipline, there can be no freedom. Wow. So obviously, discipline is super important. Oh, wait a minute, I have one more. William Arthur Ward said, the price of excellence is discipline. The cost of mediocrity is disappointment. Woo! Woo, woo, woo. That's heavy. The price of excellence is discipline, and the cost of mediocrity is disappointment. So, putting this all in context today, this is amazing, folks. The fact that discipline is that one thing that every successful person agrees is critical to your success. So let's look at this. If we look at it from a certain point of view, those of you who are, well, number one, anybody up at 8 o'clock in the morning Eastern is serious. So those of you who are serious, there's a simple truth that we must acknowledge, and that is this, that motivation is unreliable. People often say, Doc, are you a motivational speaker? I'm like, absolutely not. So why is that? Because motivation is a lot like a shower. You could have the best, most powerful, most cleansing shower today. It's this Saturday. And come Monday or Tuesday, you're really going to need another one. By next Saturday, people are going to be running away from you. So motivation is unreliable. I like to consider myself, and I think all of you who are listening today are transformational people, transformational speakers, people who are interested in transforming the lives first of themselves and then of other people. So motivation is unreliable. Inspiration is temporary. As a writer, and I'll tell you this, I guarantee you that everybody who's listening online, on our Zoom, everybody here has a story inside them, has some knowledge inside them that the world would benefit from. Many people say, man, I want to write a book, but I don't feel inspired yet. I'm waiting for the inspiration to come. Well, inspiration is temporary. Winston Churchill said, success is the ability to move from disappointment to disappointment without losing your enthusiasm. You know, you get knocked down time and time again, and still you get back up with the same vigor, with the same vim, that like, let me go another round. And then feelings are inconsistent. One day you feel one thing, another day you feel another. So success demands something that's very simple to give. Success demands consistency. You know, this is number 415. So for 415 Saturdays, I've been at the same place someplace at 8 a.m. sharing this message. And many of you have been here with me. It is that type of consistency that creates, I like to call it, a rhythm for success. And so, although we have many brilliant people, incredibly smart, dedicated, gifted, and they're not getting what they deserve because not because they lack vision, not because they lack faith, but because they are inconsistent. So discipline's really gotten a bad rep. If you think about it, uh, I'm going to discipline a child. That sounds bad, doesn't it? These people don't have any discipline and we should punish them. Sounds terrible. So discipline has gotten a bad rep. As a matter of fact, I was looking at a definition of discipline, and it was very interesting. It was like um, setting up rules, setting up expectations, having people follow in a certain procedure. I'm going to look at discipline from a different point of view. Discipline, and let's look at the word disciple. And this is not religion, but in the Christian doctrine, Jesus had disciples. In the metaphysical paradigm, the disciples are looked at as your powers. And so when you are operating at your highest level, you have all of your powers, all of your talents working for you. That means you have to discipline yourself. So discipline is not punishment. Discipline is not suffering. Discipline is definitely not drama. But discipline, may want to write this down, discipline is self-respect practiced over time. I'm going to say that again. Discipline is self-respect practiced over time. So when you look at a fighter, for example, Muhammad Ali, all the great fighters, whenever they have a championship fight, they go to the training camp. Why? Because they want to be disciplined in how they use their time. They want to be disciplined in preparing their muscles, preparing their stamina for this great championship fight they're going to have. And so this idea now of discipline is not an external thing. Discipline is internal thing, a power that you have to help you be, do, and have anything you desire. So now let's not look at discipline as what you do to yourself. Let's look at discipline as what you do for yourself. As a matter of fact, Churchill had some great feelings, great statements. One of the statements he talked about commitment, and he said, commitment is doing what you said you would do long after the feeling in which you said it has disappeared. Many of us say we're in love, I love you, but you come along a year later, 2 years later, and like, different program. So this idea of discipline is, how can I take control of my talents in such a way that they can work together to create the life I want? And discipline is really about reducing what I call decision fatigue. Example, if you are disciplined, say, I go to bed every night at a certain time, okay, I get up every morning a certain time, you'll find that after a relatively short period of time, you don't need a clock anymore. If you get up every morning at 7 o'clock, it's funny, once you get into a disciplined rhythm, you find that you wake up before the clock goes off. So what's that about? Because you don't have to think about it anymore. From a spiritual principle, from a spiritual perspective, discipline is alignment with who you really are, alignment with your purpose. You weren't created, God does not create any junk. But in order to achieve the greatness that is there for you, it takes discipline, your ability to follow a particular path in a particular rhythm to get a desired result. Discipline is also about how you start over. I wrote a line and it said, it's not how many times you stumble down, it's the number of times you pick yourself up off the ground. So it's discipline that makes you get up and go another round. In the rumble in the jungle, when Muhammad Ali was fighting George Frazier, can you imagine the amount of discipline he had to exhibit to let George beat on him for 7 rounds? That's discipline. And so this thought now of discipline is really not about how you feel, but it's really about what you choose. Life responds to what we do consistently. You get a better result from something you do 10 minutes every day than the same thing you do for 3 hours one day every other week. So let's look at this now. Discipline, often folks say, well, discipline requires willpower. This willpower helps. Willpower is that innate desire inside you to keep going. That thing that says, no matter what, I'll do whatever it takes for as long as it takes to get where I want to go. Discipline is fine, but the challenge with discipline is that you are operating from a present consciousness about a future possibility. So what do I mean? When you have willpower, it's like, I want to create. So many of us, for example, let's write a book. Right? I want to write a book. I want to tell my story. And so that willpower says, I got to do it. I got to hang in there. I got to do it. I got to do it. Okay? But then stuff happens. In other words, you are seeing your desire to write a book from your present level of consciousness. But when you look at the bigger picture, why must your book be written? You may not know the bigger picture for your book being written is that 10 years from now, a whole generation of people are going to discover your book, and that book is going to change their lives. So this idea of willpower is okay. Willpower is good. But discipline supersedes willpower because it puts you in a harmonic vibration with your destiny as opposed to with your situation. So willpower says, I'll do it when I feel like it. Willpower says, I need more motivation. Next time I'll push harder. But discipline is so powerful. When you have discipline, pushing is unnecessary. When you get into the final stretch of whatever you're attempting to do, if you have not been disciplined in all of the things necessary for you to be successful in that final stretch, whatever that outcome is, then in those last days, boy, you'll have your pedal to the metal and your tongue is hanging out and you're pushing yourself far beyond your limits. That's why I call it discipline without drama. If you had been consistent every day, doing a little bit, every day, many of us are in network marketing. And one of the greats in this industry said, Bill Britt, his residual income was about $6 million a year after 40 years. And someone once said, well, Bill, how did you do that? How did you create this massive group of people? And he said, I talked to 1,200 people, and 900 of them said no, but 300 said yes. He said, of the 300 who said yes, 85 of them did a little something. Of the 85 who did a little something, 35 of them did a lot. 35 of them became millionaires. Of the 35 who became millionaires, 11 of them made Bill a millionaire. So you say, well, what did he have to do? This was over 10 years. So when you look back, it's all right, I got to talk to 1,200 people. I got to get do presentations for 1,200 people over 10 years. That's only 120 a year. Over 12 months, that's only 10 a month. So now, if I can get into a discipline of 10 presentations a month, then over time I can be like Bill Britt. Now, I guarantee you, if he could see the end, and perhaps he did see the why behind the discipline. That's the other aspect. The discipline is really impacted by your why. That reason that you're doing this, that reason that you want to become successful, that reason that you want to accomplish the things you say you want to do. And so when discipline It's not about pushing hard. Discipline makes pushing unnecessary. So with Bill Britt, 10 presentations a month. What's that, 2 a week? So if he simply did that simple act of 2 presentations a week for 10 years, he should be a multimillionaire. So that's power. This idea of discipline is awesome, folks, because it says that when you get into a disciplined mode of activity, you become spiritually in tune with how things get done. Discipline is faith in action. Results does respond to intensity, but it responds more to consistency. So anything that you want to be, do, or have, if you can lay it out in daily activities, and if you can be committed to do those daily activities every day, success becomes inevitable. And that's powerful, folks. If you do the activities, success becomes inevitable. So when we talk about discipline without drama, what are we saying? That you have some non-negotiables every night before you go to bed. You lay out, well, every night before you go to bed, the first thing you do is evaluate your progress, your results for that day. How did you do? What did you accomplish? What did you leave undone? Second, you lay out your plan for the next day, incorporating whatever you did or did not do, and scheduling when those things must be done. The time that it must be done. Anything that is not scheduled will probably not get done. You make an agreement with yourself every day before I go to bed at night, I put my clothes out. If you ever had an important appointment and you get ready to go, you get up in the morning and you get dressed and you put the shirt on, and doggone, you find a big smudge right there, and it's your only white shirt. Oh, man. You're trying to figure, I remember trying to put white out on the shirt. Okay, but that looked even stranger. After that, I made it my business to put out my clothes the night before so you can see what needs to be ironed, what needs to be fixed, what you don't have, what you do have. Simple routines, the things you do every day, can put you into a rhythm of success. If you do that plan every day, if you do your affirmations every day, if you do your meditations every day, you create a vibration where the structure carries you. Somebody said, Doc, how do you get up every Saturday morning and do this? It's because I have created that structure. It's inevitable. It's a part of my life. I don't have to worry about it and stress on it, okay, because it has become a part of my life. The other key thing is that grace, not guilt. That when you're on this path and when you are disciplined, things will go wrong. Stuff happens. But the key to discipline is to always get back into the rhythm. When you're in an orchestra or in a band, I played in bands, and every now and then you play the wrong chord at the wrong time, and it sounds terrible. You don't quit and say, I'll never play a guitar again. You just pick up the next measure and keep going. And so that's what discipline is about. Discipline is not about I'm seeking perfection, but it's about I'm going to keep going no matter what. It's about every day and every way I'm getting better. No self-attack. No, I can't do it. No negative self-talk. Discipline is like, I'm always going to speak positively to myself. I'm great. I'm incredible. I have a great disposition. I'm outward. I have the ability to create anything I desire every day. You keep telling yourself, I am the greatest, you will be the greatest. Your emotions will betray you sometimes. I mean, sometimes your emotions just take you off the deep end. That's okay. Because when you have a discipline, a rhythm, you go off the deep end, you get back in. We in our mastermind group in the New Youth for the New Year group, we are on a 21-day, we've had a 21-day challenge, our second one. And one of the things was the discipline to every day in the morning to get up. Now, this is my cup. This is actually a pewter mug. But every day in the morning when you get up, you set that cup up and you say, today is my day for greatness. I will do whatever it takes to create the life I desire tomorrow. And then at the end of the day, you take that cup and you turn it over now. And you say, today I did everything I could with what I had to do it with to make tomorrow the way I want it to be. That simple activity will get you all the success you desire. So you don't need heroic effort. You just need consistent application. 10 minutes daily beats 2 hours done occasionally. I'm going to say that again. 10 minutes done daily beats 2 hours done occasionally. Small habits repeated changes your identity. Consistency teaches your nervous system how to respond. So you wake up before the clock goes off. You automatically do things. You see, discipline without drama said the more things you can put into a structure of what you do all the time, the better it is and the outcomes you'll get. So the folks say, well, I'm the kind of person who does this. I'm the kind of person who I'm going to show up. If I say I'm going to be there, I'm going to show up. The discipline is to make those things automatic, that when they are done systematically and consistency, make success the inevitable result. So you don't need more motivation. You don't need more pressure. You don't need to be hard on yourself. You need structures that love you. You get up every day and do your meditations and start your day right. The structures love you because you'll find that you change your identity, your vibration to the world. Decide, build simply and consistently, and nothing is impossible. So let me wrap up this morning. This message was one of those messages that take it to heart, because this is the core of what it takes to achieve the greatness that's already in you. Discipline is not punishment. It's self-respect practiced over time. Discipline is the structure that protects your vision when your feelings fluctuate, when your motivation wanes. I was counseling a young writer and I said, look, you can't control creativity and all of that, but you can control your time. So if your commitment is to sit there at that desk every day, 5 days a week from 9 a.m. to 12 noon, your book will be written. Life responds to not what we feel, but life responds to what we do consistently. So the discipline of consistency will get desired results. Discipline is not about pushing harder. That bad rap, discipline, that bad negative. Discipline is about designing your life so that pushing is not necessary. So if you make your presentations every week, at the end of the month, you'll have 8 to 10 people who've taken a look at your opportunity. You don't have to have that 2-minute drill at the end of the month. You don't have to have that stress of making your numbers. You took care of it. The universe responds to consistency. Just as the sun rises every single day, you must do the things that you that are required to create the life you want every single day. Discipline is about your identity. This is who I am. This is what I do. I'm a person who keeps my word. I'm a person who keeps my time. If I tell you I'm going to be there, don't bet against it. You see, when you're undisciplined, you create drama in your life. You create unexpected results. So drama feeds the present. There's some people that love drama, and so they create drama in their lives. But discipline feeds the future. You see, discipline always requires an outcome. You have to be disciplined about something, for something. So discipline is the bridge between who you are right now and the person you are becoming. And so through discipline, you can be what you want to be. Through discipline, you can do what you want to do. Through discipline, you can have anything you desire, always knowing that the best is yet to come. So it is. Let's just take a deep breath. Let it out slowly. Thank you so much for being with us on Instagram. Thank you for being with us on YouTube and those on our mastermind group. I think that's www.12uls.org, the number 12uls.org, if you want to join us on our mastermind group for our discussion. Thank you so much for being with us today. And remember this is Dr. Herbert Harris. I invite you, of course, to visit our website, www.herbertharris.com, and always know that you can be what you want to be, do what you want to do, and have anything you desire, always knowing that the best is yet to come. And so it is.